These are ion ToF data that have been exported as a GRD file, and it's again a list file, so when you select it, a total ion spectrum will be calculated from all the XYT events within this data file. So here's the total ion spectrum, and we could just have a look at the mass calibration that's come in, and it's probably not correct, so we'll do a quick adjustment to this based on the exact mass calculator. This is a manual way of creating a mass calibration. So if I go for a formula such as C plus H star 3, that's CH3, and the idea is that I identify the peak that is actually the CH3 peak. Here it is. So if I select the line, I say define the time, and then I click here. That's given me one point that's got a mass time bin calibration, and if I zoom out, find another one that I think I can identify. I think that this is probably going to be a sodium peak. So again, I'll zoom in and select define time and click, and then calibrate. So now if I put up the marker, that looks like it's calibrated correctly. Now these are very close, so it's probably not going to give a good mass calibration over the full range, but at least it gives us an idea of where the silicon peak might be. So let's have a look here. There's a couple of peaks here which we might want to look at in more detail, so perhaps do a peak fit on it. And one of the things you can do is you can create a region, and this region will identify a section within the mass spectrum, and I can then use this button here that says Spectra from regions. I've only got one region, so this is a single VAMAS block is created, and I can then do a peak fit. So put a background on, let's just again put a 0 on there, and we'll just create some peaks. There's one. I'll just move a peak, create it. There's another one, I'll move that peak, create a peak, and again I'm going to move them just to peaks that I can see in the data clearly. So there may be more and there may be less than this, but we'll go with what we've got so far and just say fit, and then you can look at the residual. I'll turn the residual on, I'll turn off the normalization, and so you can see that you've got a peak fit now, where the peak fit is approximating the data, and that's the residual standard deviation of the total envelope from the data.